Hello there. So this is going to be my first guide on YouTube. So I'm sorry if it's a little bit choppy or if it doesn't flow very well. I will try to get better at these if I do more of them in the future. I have a few ideas for guides that are a little bit more efficient than commonly used ways on YouTube, and I don't think I've seen these ways published yet. And so these are just going to be a few little tips and tricks that make your run a lot faster. As you can see over here, I'm using a crystal bow for my first hit on this lung. This actually helps a lot for the Abyssal Sire. So doing that curve, that little turn that you just saw over there, when you use the crystal bow there and then you follow it up with the blowpipe, you won't lose any ticks. And a lot of the times the crystal bow is going to hit about a 20 or a 30, and that leaves only about 20 HP left of the lung. And so you can just finish it in a few hits of the blowpipe and then go straight on to the next one. So using the SIBO over here, you can usually get about 3 out of the 4 lungs. Sometimes you can't finish the third lung, but it's okay. You just restun the sire and just continue and finish it off. And yeah, so your first kill is actually going to be the hardest of your trip because you're going to have to kill the lungs first, then the sire, and then you're going to have to kill the lungs again. And then that starts being a lot easier to kill the sire because you're only killing one set of lungs and one sire. Okay, and so in my inventory, as you can see, I bring a whip and an arc light. For this, I usually bring both of them because, I don't want to use too many arc light charges. I kind of like to save them. And BTW, I'm an Iron Man. So I try to be efficient sometimes. I don't really like to use too many supplies. So a lot of the potential guides that I'm going to make are just going to be things that save on supplies, like kind of Iron Man friendly sort of thing. But also useful for mains, if it makes your trips a little faster, why not? So yeah, I use the whip because a lot of the times if you hit 1 or 2 DWH specs, the whip is pretty fine. It might slow down your kill a bit, but you're being a little bit more efficient with your arc light charges. And yeah, I usually only use the arc light if I don't hit with DWH. So if I hit 0 specs, then the Sire's defense is kind of high, and I just kind of use the arc light. And as you can see over there, I kind of made a little bit of a mistake. It's okay, it'll still work for the guide. Normally you do want to use melee until it dies, but I basically have no excuses for that. But yeah, so like I said, the first kill is going to be the hardest, and you can see like I hardly have any prey left in order to kill these tentacles, or not tentacles, these lungs. So not the best, not the easiest to do the first trip, but once you get through it, it becomes a lot easier. And as we'll see right when we teleport back from the house, maybe I'll speed this up just to make it a little bit faster. So I didn't know what to put in the background for this. So and I'm also a very basic editor, like I don't know what music to put. So I'll just give you a little preview of a whistle. Yeah, okay, that's enough. But yeah, I really like to whistle as well. By the way, just a little fun fact about myself. And yeah, that's about it. And that's sea shanty. I'm sure a lot of you RuneScapers know this. But yeah, so back to the guide. As you can see, I've already started off. You run back, and this is the anti-crash prevention. So since you've already killed all the lungs and the sire has spawned, if someone else tries to attack it, it'll say, the Abyssal Sire isn't meant for you or something like that. It's not interested in you. Yeah, I believe those are the words. And so it's anti-crashable, which is great. So you can keep a world to yourself, and there are no mistakes that are going to happen with someone else, just kind of coming in and starting the kill while you're back at the house. So it's a really nice method for that. And you start off with two DWH specs, and then if you hit both of them, you could just use a whip, save up some arc light charges, or if you have tons of those, you could use those as well to be a little bit more efficient. And if your HP gets too low, of course, you still have to use a blood barrage, but normally you don't have to. And yeah, it's a pretty efficient method for that. And that's just about the end of the guide over here. Over here, I guess it's just going to be a last demonstration of the crystal bow and how it's very efficient. So you just pull it out when you're turning around that corner, and you throw a shot in, switch back to the blowpipe, and you lose no ticks on that little turn there. And with that little trick, most of the time, you could just finish off the third lung with no hassle. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of my guide, and hope you liked it. Leave a like, subscribe. Yeah, first YouTube video, so I'm not really too sure what to say about that. But yeah, maybe see you in the future. Have a good one. Bye.